All right, what is going on, guys? Today is April 15th, 2026, and this is going to be my trade recap for the day. Took a long today on micro and Q and profited around $670 across two accounts. That's the total. As once we get into this trade, you'll understand why it was a little bit less considering it was two accounts. Get you back in the corner, buddy. No one needs to see your face. There we go. Alright, there we go. There we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to make this video as good as I can for you. Okay. So let's start off with my bias. What do I always start with? Daily time frame. Now I was splitting this between ES, but we're not going to go over that right now. So I pretty much the day started all the way here. What was I seeing? I mean, we're still kind of on this bull run. As you can see, we have now officially swept all-time highs. Kind of crazy to see. It's actually a crazy sweep. But yeah, I was low-key expecting either pullback or just this bullish run like we got. Now when we go back to the 4 hour, it was the same thing. Besides, we kept sweeping all these liquidities and we were kind of playing into these. I thought that honestly we would come into these bearish gaps and see a slight pull, something like probably this, like, we come into these gaps. Sorry, I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, it's black. That's why. Not like, yeah. Come into these gaps. See, maybe a pullback, chop a little bit, and then see the big move, take out these highs. That was, kind of what I was thinking with that. Now, I don't know. Okay, so that was that. Now let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what was I seeing? The 1 hour is kind of the same thing. Now let me go to my condition. My condition is what I pretty much set to see what I want to see price do. Now, what did I see? Well, first we had this condition. Why did this condition not matter for me? Unfortunately, I had class, so I was unable to trade market open today and didn't catch a trade until, I don't want to click that, you'll see my details, but a trade until maybe 10 something. So that's why, but obviously the condition did play out. So what was I seeing? Well, what is this? This gap is a 1 hour gap. It was fully getting respected. All that. Oh wait, my trade, yeah, right around there. Let's go over to the 15 minute. 15 minute, same thing. We had this. Sorry, I'm trying to find my entry. There's my entry. So yeah, what did we have? Well, we kind of have recently just played into these gaps, kept holding them, seeing inverses. So that's kind of what I was going off, as there was no liquidity sweep when I entered. It was kind of literally just off this 5 minute. This 5 minute, what do we see? We see a 5 minute bullish fair value gap. Off this 5 minute, we see one huge candle, and we see a huge immediately displacement back to the upside, where you'll see my entry now when we go to a smaller time frame like D1. Oh geez, I'm gonna have to scroll all the way back. Sorry. Let me go to replay so I could walk you through this trade. So yeah, sorry. So as you can see, now we're on the 1 minute. What can we possibly see? Well, we see this bullish fair value gap that was the 5 minute. What do we do? Tap, immediate rejection. Now what am I looking for to get into this trade? Well, what is this, guys? Obviously this isn't live. What is this? This is a bearish fair value gap, right? So now what do I want to see for my model? I want to see us inverse this gap. Oh geez, I don't know why it's doing that. I want to see us inverse this gap for my entry. What do we see? Next candle, please. Okay, next candle, still tapped in, no inverse. Bang. What do we see? We see an official inverse of this gap. Now what do we make this? We make this a IFVG. Now that is pretty much the model we're now entering off. So now, yeah, we have this right around there on that candle, immediate buy-in. This RR was a little less than 1 actually, but sometimes you're going to have it. Why did I not have my stop at the swing low? I had it because there was this fair value gap that I just want to give a little room to maybe tap back into. Now thinking about it, probably should put that swing low. Okay, now here's my entry. What am I targeting? What am I targeting, you might say? If we go to the 1 hour, sorry, we're going to have to skip all the way over here. What are we seeing? This line is essentially huge gaps. I wanted this gap as I want to see if we're going to inverse or hold this fair value gap. So that is now to clarify what I targeted. So that's my target. You see stop loss. I get in right here. Let me show you that. So, okay, get in right about here. To be honest, I don't remember how many contracts I entered with. Let's put around there. Okay, so it wasn't that. Let's put... I'm putting the contracts. Let's see. So the contracts probably around 10 then, to be honest. That sounds about right. No, so there's the contracts. Sorry, people keep coming in and out. But yeah, so this is obviously not the number I entered with. I entered with less than this. I don't remember how much, but anyways, I entered with the micros, and then what? Now we're going to see how I'm going to be going over how I essentially manage this during the trade. So now we are officially in. First candle, yeah, went a little iffy, a little bit scary. Now we are up 40, just chilling, just sitting back. Me personally, I actually like to do the set and forget method, as I will every once in a while, just go on a walk to take my mind off the trade. It does help me personally. For example, once I placed this, I went to the bathroom, took a quick walk around the halls, just passed some time, came back, managed. Now what do we see? We keep respecting this gap. That is good. That gap needs to hold. Okay, now this point, this is a key point. I had break even marked here. What do we do? This is the candle where I believe I went break even. Why did I go break even? I went break even essentially because when you get this strong of a candle close past, first of all, these internal highs, that is where I'm break even, to where if we come back inverse that, my trade is really no longer validated. So now I'm break even. I am in a risk-free trade. Now what do we see? We see what? Now this is a bullish fair value gap. Now this gap is the new gap that we essentially need to hold, or else my trade is low-key heading towards break even. Now we see a slight tap back into that gap, and now we see a rejection off that midpoint and another gap. Now we see a tap into these gaps, and unfortunately a buy side rejection going to the short side. Now what? Now we see a comeback. Now I'm pretty sure this is where price went a slight run. Yep. Okay. Now as you can see, I was up a pretty good amount here. I'm not going to lie. So now I'm up. Now what? We are coming close to my TP. But you have to keep in mind, what are we also inching towards? We are in all these 4-hour, 1-hour, and daily time frame huge bearish gaps. And again, when we were on this bull run, I can't predict where we're really going to go, because obviously tapping into those, we could randomly see that reversal, which is why you'll see why I closed this trade. But at the same time, you have to understand that we might just keep pumping to all-time highs like we did today. Okay, so now what do we see? Let's go one more candle. Yeah, so now we formed another bullish gap. This is the gap that now I need and want to see my trade hold if I think we're going to run the TP before break even. That's the gap I need to hold. Okay, we're just messing around. This candle is huge. Pay attention. So off of this bullish gap, once that candle displaced, now we have an IFEG. This is bad. I want to hit here. We just inverse that. We should have tapped. Look, what I wanted to see is this. I wanted to see us come, tap, bang. Let me make that a different color. Come, tap, bang. What do we do? Not that, obviously. So now once we inverse this, now I'm like, okay, this gap has to hold. Now what? Another big bullish. Now we're in that gap. These gaps have to hold. Great. We come back. We are bullish. Why did I close? Because I did close this trade, actually. I closed this trade because we were seeing the rejection. We tapped into this, close to break even. I closed this trade right here on the midpoint. Did I lose around $150 per account than what I could have made? Yes, but I'm totally fine with this, as maybe 9 out of 10 times or 5 out of 10 times off this displacement, price is just going to keep dumping. So that is why I was open-minded and closed my trade there. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, okay, there's two situations here. I either go for the full TP, even though it's most probable to not hit now, and maybe I make that, or I take $100 off the trade and close now, and I get that guaranteed instead of risking going to break even. So now we get really close to these, right? Inverse this gap. That's good. Now watch. This is important. Why I say this is why I do the stuff I do. This is why I exit that trade. Oh, what do you see now? Right? You're finally seeing that displacement. Look at that. This candle would have fully just stopped me out at exactly break even, and just like that I would have won break even instead of profiting $700 like I did. That is so key on why you have to actually manage your trades and not bullshit. You shouldn't say, okay, just because I placed it, it might go right. Once you have it placed, it's about what can go wrong. You are constantly managing it. Constantly. Now after this, obviously price did unfortunately obliterate my TP. But that is also due to the fact that today was a bull run. Most times, again, this won't play out. But again, that was my trade today. Very happy with my risk management overall throughout the trade. Thought I executed perfectly on that. Now, now what? On to the next day. I'm going to keep doing this, keep executing, and that is how I made a little bit under $700 today across my 2 evals, not per account, a total. Again, April 15th, 2026. And I will see you guys in the next video.